All right. Well, it just didn't end at Kuiper, but we also have a weird sounding person, and it's Dooyeweerd.
Yeah.
Herman Dooyeweerd. He lived between 1894 and 1977. Kuiper stimulated tremendous interest among Dutch Calvinist thinkers to work out a Christian philosophy that was faithful to Reformed theological principles. This started a whole bunch of people, and Dooyeweerd is one, and we'll get to more, and the lines and teachers that are drawn back to what Kuiper kind of kicked off, but also acknowledging that there were people before him. But his seminal ideas were developed into full-fledged philosophies by others, notably Herman Dooyeweerd.
Right. And so 1894 to 1977 is when I think you pronounce it like Dooyeweerd. The W is pronounced as a V, I think, in German. So, but yeah, this is a tough one to pronounce.
I'm American. We won 2 wars, so
that's right.
I can pronounce it however I want.
So we get to say it the way we want to say it. So Dooyeweerd's magnum opus was a famous 4-volume work originally published in 1935 through 1936. Excuse me, but it was published in a second edition in English in 1953 to 57 with the title A New Critique of Theoretical Thought. And so our authors tell us that the English title is fitting because the goal of the book is to develop Dooyeweerd's what he called a transcendental criticism of theoretical thought. So here it is. Here's the word, right? Yeah. About it, right? So this idea of transcendental then comes from Immanuel Kant, the Enlightenment philosopher, whose most important work was entitled The Critique of Pure Reason.
Right.
And so putting the matter as simply as possible in a transcendental critique, notice one seeks to show what are the necessary preconditions or presuppositions of all knowledge. What is it? What do we have to assume or presuppose in order to have knowledge in the first place? So notice all of these guys are suggesting that there are some assumptions behind our thinking that have to be there. Right. And so Dooyeweerd here points it out explicitly, and he calls it presuppositions, along with how Kant characterizes these things.
Right. Impressive. Only the Christian faith, he argues, provides a true standpoint of transcendence from which created reality can be viewed. The standpoint involves an arche, the Greek word for beginning, and an Archimedean point. Give me a place to stand and I shall move the world. So we need a place to stand in order to do anything, to have a thought, to form the sentence, to want that sentence to convey meaning, to go out into the world and do good. Where must I stand in order for me to go out and do good? How do I know those principles?
Right. So notice this is similar to Kuiper, right? Kuiper said there are axioms that we have to begin our thinking on. Reed said that we have to begin somewhere, and let's begin with common sense, right? Things that we just take for granted and then move on from there. And so here, Dooyeweerd kind of says, well, let's call it after Kant presupposition, and these are our starting points, our Archimedean point. Right?
Yeah. So an Archimedean point is a concept point from which a comprehensive philosophical view of the cosmos and all its aspects of meaning may be coherently held. So a very important point in the universe, if you can find it. The arche of the biblical ground motive is God as creator, the origin of all created reality in all its aspects. The Archimedean point is Jesus Christ as the root of the new redeemed humanity in whom regeneration has taken place. And so there it gets you a new creation, and therefore still involved in the noetic effect of sin, but one in which people now can have a justified knowledge base.
Right. And so the task of Christian philosophy then, according to Dooyeweerd, is twofold. First, The Christian thinker is to expose the inadequacy of non-Christian worldviews by showing that they collapse into an untenable dualism with both rationalistic and irrational tendencies, right? So that's the first one, this collapse. Secondly, the Christian is then to commend the Christian worldview as the only one able to provide a secure footing for knowledge and ethics. So in doing so, then the Christian will confront non-Christians with their need to receive God's grace of redemption in Jesus Christ, through whom they will be regenerated and in whom they will find the ultimate reference point of meaning in life. So there's kind of his twofold approach.
Right. So a positive, or well, a negative and then a positive, showing the deficiencies of every other worldview and showing that Christianity is the only worldview that gets you the ability to know things. And so, again, something that should ring the familiar bells to you.